Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour with Leigh and Sandra, where we talk about all things on ways to live a healthy life. My name is Leigh Kubin and I'm a Master Certified Life Coach and a weight loss coach.
I'm Sandra Priestley, Feng Shui practitioner and coach for female entrepreneurs. So I want to know, last week we talked about how you were going camping.
Yes, we got to talk about that. But first, what are you drinking today?
Oh, what am I drinking today? Well, today I'm drinking this gin and soda, this nude gin and soda, and it's lemon flavored. It's pretty good, actually. I prefer my fancy schmancy gin from Victoria, but yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, I've got a Josh rosé.
Oh, nice.
It's a delicious rosé. It's my favorite. Usually like a Saturday wine, but it's light.
But also Thursdays.
But also, it's like 80 degrees out, and I thought, a nice rosé would be perfect on this, 9 days before Christmas.
Nice. It is minus 30 Celsius here. So that's like minus 20. I had to look it up beforehand, but it's minus 22 Fahrenheit. So
you go outside in it?
Yeah. I mean, not for a leisurely stroll, but I'll walk to the mailbox and back.
God.
Our black lab isn't really that keen on it. She'll like go outside and quickly come back in, but yeah. So that's crazy. I would not want to be in a camper though. So tell me about your weekend.
Okay. Well, it was almost 90 when we got there on Friday. Kind of a windstorm, when all those tornadoes were everywhere. It wasn't here, but I was laying in the camper about 2 a.m. and it's, feeling it move, and I could hear the wind, and I could hear the way Paul was breathing. I could tell he was awake. So I'm like, baby, are we okay in here? And he goes, yes, we're fine. Go to sleep. But I was really kind of planning my escape, like if it falls over. But it was fine. Didn't fall over.
Oh, thank God.
It was a great weekend. I got there Friday, and we were waiting on Logan and Mona and Maria to get there. But my in-laws were there, and my sister-in-law and her husband and daughter were there. And we, we're sitting outside just chit-chatting, and I'm thinking, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? And then I was like, you can't manufacture this. Like, you need something, you need to let something happen. You do not need to make something happen. Make an ass out of yourself, So
this was your goal, kind of be more authentically yourself, right? Like this was like, you want to just share more of who you truly are.
And just be comfortable and relaxed about it, and not guarded or
I love it.
Oh, what are they going to think, or what,
Yeah.
Just the things that
we tell ourselves, right? Like the things that we tell ourselves, like, yeah, absolutely.
And so I decided to let it go. I was just going to enjoy the weekend, and we had dinner, and then we're sitting around the campfire, and Paul's playing guitar, and Paul and Stan are both playing, but Stan's not playing at the moment. It was just Paul. And he said, come sit down. So I went and sat down next to him, and I took my mother-in-law's seat, and she was walking up, and she's like, get out of my chair. And she was just, playing. Yeah. But we sat there and talked, and he's like, so what's going on? What are you doing on this podcast? And it was really kind of cool, because we just sat and talked, and he said, is this kind of like what you do at work? Like you just tell people what to do? And like, no, that's not coaching. We don't tell people what to do. We ask them questions because everyone knows what they need to do. And when you ask questions, then they come up with their answers and they find their way. And he's like, yeah, no one wants to be told what to do. And so it was like just a cool little moment with him and sharing something that's new and exciting for me. And then Paul and I were talking about our 25th anniversary that's coming up in a year. And we were talking about going to this restaurant in Houston, El Patio. And my mother-in-law's like, I didn't know, because they thought Red Lobster, because we went on our first date at Red Lobster.
Okay.
A silly restaurant, I know, but
I
it's
love it.
very sentimental for us. I mean, we still,
Mhm.
for special occasions, we'll do that because amazing things happen when we go to Red Lobster.
Cool.
It's like a vortex of sorts for
Wow.
us.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so they never knew the story about how we met and where we met, which I was looking at Paul like, seriously, how do they not know this? But it's because we haven't ever fucking told them.
Yeah. First step.
So,
Yeah.
it was a great weekend. We had some shopping, and grandson and Lily and Eric didn't make it. He was running a fever, but
Aw.
we made the best of it. It was a great weekend, and it was a great week. So what are you up to this week?
Oh, this week I'm in like this massive up level, and it is crazy cool, like crazy cool. So this year, like in 2021, I turned 50. I left my government job that I'd had for 23 and a half years, despite the fact that people were saying I was fucking crazy. Like, what are you doing walking away from your pension, walking away from security, walking away from all of these things? And, this good, safe government leadership job that, and I had lots and lots of opportunities. I've won 2 national awards for leadership, and I was known across the country, and I went, yeah, no, fuck it. Like I know that there's so much more, that I'm made for more. And not that that was bad. Like I had so many amazing opportunities, but it was just like, I always say working for someone else is like working within a box, but someone else controls the lid.
Mhm.
And I wanted to work for myself, be able to say what I wanted to say, do what I wanted to do, have a podcast, not have to worry about anyone else, that might take offense to me and who I am at the core, like back to that being authentically yourself.
Yeah.
And I knew that the only person, when I'm in business for myself, the only person that has a lid on this box is me.
Mm.
And I get to lift it, or I get the choice to put it back on. Right.
Yeah.
And so throughout this, like, especially this last like 3, 4, 5 months, I've started to really step into who I am, listening more to my intuition than I ever have.
Mm-hmm.
Meditating more, journaling more, doing all the things. And so this week I took the biggest, craziest leap ever. Like even bigger. I feel like it was a bigger risk than me walking away from my day job. Like seriously. And I was making like 6 figures.
Mm-hmm.
One would think that's a pretty big risk, but this one was even bigger. So I started watching this business mentor, I think like 3 months. I should really go back and look. And she is from Australia. And I mean, I'm from Canada. Okay. So she's from Australia. She's 17 hours ahead of us. And she has been a professional traveler. Like she lives in her van, and she's been traveling around for 5 years with her family. And she is making like 6-figure months.
Wow.
And I loved her story so much because she said she was living, like she's been an entrepreneur for years. And she was looking like she was living on Poverty Street. Like that was the sign name. That was the street name, was Poverty Street. And she,
Bad street.
I know. It's not good.
Don't ever buy a house on Poverty Street.
Right? It's not good subconsciously. But anyway, and she started to just take these big risks. And there's just something about her. There's just something about her. So she was offering this like a mastermind with a one-on-one component. And I am not that keen on masterminds. Not that I love women, don't love being around powerful women. I think there's something fucking fantastic about that.
Yeah.
But I felt like I'd been in those before, and I really, really wanted to like move quickly. I wanted to make this, like, really dive deep into my own shit, clear that out, see what's possible. Like, I'm all about what else is possible, right? Like, how can we create extraordinary? How can we go from here to extraordinary? Because I believe that we all can. I think we play small. And I could have so easily sat in fear and thought, okay, all of a sudden she announced this one-on-one coaching. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Jana Kingsford, she's announced one-on-one coaching, and it's called Woman of Wealth. And I'm like, hot damn, that's fucking awesome. And it's Woman of Wealth by being, what is it? By like being who she is, basically, like by being herself. Oh, that's what it is. By being herself, becoming a woman of wealth by being herself. And I'm like, how freaking awesome is that? And her whole premise is exactly the same as mine. And it's exactly what I coach other women to do, is like, let's find your zone of genius. Let's find your strengths, your gifts. What are you naturally fucking fantastic at? And let's do more of that. Let's stop focusing on hammering on all of our weaknesses. I know what mine are. I don't need to improve them. I'm not good at technology. I don't like technology. So I don't want to spend all my fucking time trying to make myself better. It just dulls my magic. I'm better speaking. I'm very intuitive. I'm really kick-ass with intuitive business. And so I'm like, man, in addition to leadership and the other kind of things that I love, and I find them easy. Our gifts are easy. Like, you and I can sit on this podcast and just talk forever. Like, it's just easy. And so she announced it, and she sent to me, and she's like, like so excited, and she's like truly authentically excited. Like, and she's like, oh my gosh. And she, up until that point, had only offered 3-month packages, but she said something in her felt like I would sign up for a year. I'm thinking to myself, okay, I like change. I never sign up with anyone for a year. And this is a lot of money. And what should I do? So, but in my gut, I knew it was right. It made 0 sense. So I sent a message to my husband. Now the amount of coaching for a year was as much as I made in a year of working for the government.
Wow.
That's how much I was going to pay out.
Wow.
And I sat there and I'm like, this makes 0 sense at all. And my husband was away at work. And so I texted him and I said, hey, I want to send this amount of money to pay for a coach who lives in her van. And his response was by text, right? And that was it. It was like, and I said, I've never been more sure about anything in my life. I'm betting on myself. I'm betting on her. This is right. This is my $1 million move. And in so many ways, it made no sense. But to the core of who I am, it was right. Mm-hmm. And so I, like, I had a couple of ass puckering moments where I'm like, should I really do this? I don't know. The human brain kicks in and it's going like, are you kidding me? We're going to fucking die. Like, what if you do this and you lose all this money? What if you do this and you risk like so much failure, public failure? I'm saying it on this podcast. So like, if in a year from now, I'm still talking and I'm like talking to you about food stamps, I'm like, it's going to be epic failure, but it is so right. It makes zero sense. And it is the best investment ever. And I always think, like investing in yourself, win or fail. I mean, win or learn, I should say.
Correct. Because there's no failure.
There's no failure. And I truly believe that there's no bad investments if you are investing in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You will always learn. You will always up level. But this feels like this epic up level. Like there's no possible way that this isn't going to work and that this isn't going to be my $1 million move. Like it's just no way. And it makes no sense. And I'm all in.
Wow.
Like, yeah.
I am so excited, like to see where you are in a year. Because this year is going to fly by.
No kidding, right?
But like, because I believe everybody needs a coach. I have a coach. I am a coach, but I still have a coach because we can't see our own shit. We talked about that before.
Oh, we did. Yes. But we can't.
It's so tough to see our own shit.
But our brain is trying to keep it secret.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing, right? Like we're trying to hide it.
Yeah. Everyone else sees it.
I know. But this is the thing too, is like I had a client of mine come to me and she's starting a really cool manifestation business. And so she sent me a picture of her kind of like her logo theme. Mm-hmm. And she said, I want your honest opinion. And I'm thinking, okay, well, that's what you're going to get because there's no reason for me, or I don't think it's very helpful for me to provide her a nice response that is untrue. She asked me won't help her. She asked me for my honest opinion. And my response was, well, I'm going to give it to you. And because I'm a coach and not a fucking cheerleader, like if you want to up level and you want to have this amazing, amazing page and you want to feel so good about it, there's no reason for me to say, yay, go. I love it. It's great. If I think that she could make a few adjustments, and it would be fucking powerful.
Right. Yeah.
And so, it's, and I always like, I then also say, what do you think? Like, because I might have just been a complete asshole. You might have really loved it. And she's like, no, I thought exactly the same thing, but I needed someone else to just tell me from their perspective. Okay, one sec.
You're back.
Okay, good. Sorry. But I just needed that. She said, I just needed someone to give me an honest opinion. And that's why I asked you. And I'm like, right. And that's what I want from my coach. I want my coach to ask me pertinent questions and then kick me in the ass when I say something that is hiding again.
Call you out.
Call me out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because otherwise I'm not going to up level. And I'm all about the up level. I'm all about seeing what else is possible. I mean, if I wasn't all about seeing what else is possible, I would have stayed working for the government.
Right.
And that would have been
in your little box.
Right. And that would have been perfectly fine. Except that's not my path. It's not what I want to do. And, and I always say this to people like, if you love where you're at, then stay where you're at. But if you feel stuck and small, then take a fucking risk. Cause like I'm 50, you're almost 50. Like there is no time like the present.
Right. It's the time. Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, so anyway, it has been a magical week. And I felt like we were talking about vortexes earlier, but like, I felt like I stepped into this different vortex altogether. And I was saying to my husband, like the women that I am in the company with they're celebrating $175,000 months.
Mhm.
Like, and that seems completely illogical to most people. When I say what my goal is, most people blink. You know, when I say I want to make, well, this is going to be super fucking scary for me to say it out loud, but like when I say that I want to make $100,000 months
Mhm.
just to prove that I can. And the thing is like, I always thought I would love to be the person who writes the post that says, when I let go of $100,000 year, I open myself up to the possibility and the probability of $100,000 month. It's just what I have in my mind. And I
Mhm.
also want to be a self-made millionaire. And that sounds maybe crazy to so many people, but this is not to me. And it is so possible with the women that I am now a part of, this like community of kick-assness. You know what I mean?
But it's also possible because of you
Oh,
and
totally.
what is in you and your
Yes.
drive that has led you to these women
Yeah,
that will then allow you to see what is possible. You know, because
exactly.
sometimes we don't know what's possible. We
It's
don't,
true.
you know? And then when we have these little people that come in, not little people, but
Yeah.
fairies or women, or I mean, it's almost like little angels that come in to show us, like, stop settling, stop,
Right.
dream a little bit.
Yeah.
You know more is
Stop.
in you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stop playing small.
yeah,
We didn't come here. We weren't placed on this earth to play small, you know, and I think about like, man, all you need to do, there is like life coaching and online coaching is flying right now and
Mhm,
can be so, so lucrative.
mhm.
And I think we just spend so much time in our logical brain of, well, this might not work. This hasn't worked for me before. I don't really know, you know, like,
Yeah,
and we can have that. We can have all of those limiting beliefs and all of those thoughts and all of that. And then also we can have, but what else is fucking possible? And which one am I going to feed is the one that's going to win.
right. What do you want?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, what do I desire to have? Why do I desire to have it? What will I do with it when I get it? You know, and what kind of a different human will I be?
Yeah.
You know, one of the other goals that I've always had was to stand on stage as a motivational speaker. I'm dyslexic. I can't read, like I won't ever write a speech, but I will just talk and talk and talk and talk. And inevitably something brilliant will fly out my mouth. And it's like I have this dream of me standing in these kick-ass heels on a stage, and that doesn't happen when I just play super small and, you know, stay within my little tiny fucking bubble. Like, you've got to take big risks for those big huge successes.
Or when you think you don't deserve it.
Oh yes.
That's a whole
Yes,
nother little trap.
that
Oh, I can't ask
is.
for that. Oh, I don't deserve that. Bullshit.
Yeah,
Now, don't you already have the shoes that you're going to wear on the stage?
I do. I'm wearing them now.
Oh, yay.
I wear them every time we do this podcast. And a lot of times when I'm doing training, I wear them because it's the next level.
Yeah.
It's like the more times you, and actually, I mean, if you can put yourself in the shoes, literally and figuratively, but if you can put yourself in the shoes or in the vibe of the person who stands on stage, who wears these kick-ass heels, and you can stay in that more than you can stay in the realm of possibility and what's possible and what you want more than where you're at, like the
Mhm.
river of success is like open, right? Because you're focusing on where you want to go, where
Yeah.
you intend to go, and where it's possible. And you're just dreaming and living that life more so than anything else. So yeah, I always wear the shoes on the podcast.
That is really awesome.
even when I'm wearing like sweatpants or
Shoes are on the feet.
the shoes are on the feet. There's something
Well,
magical about them.
and it's like it gives you that feeling of being there.
Right.
And that's how you get there, is that feeling.
It's totally true.
Puts you in the vortex.
It does. It just puts you in the vortex. Like I can't even say what's really cool too is that I was watching her. She was doing a Facebook Live and she was, I can't even remember what she was talking about now, but when her notification that I had paid her came through while she was on the live. And so, and she didn't know that that my business name is the Feng Shui Chick. And so it came through and she saw it pop up on her phone and you could see her, like her mouth dropped open. She was all excited. Like I'm pretty sure I'm the only, I should ask, but I think that I'm the first or the only like 12-month private client of hers. And so it came through, her mouth dropped open. She knew that I was on live and I just posted on the comments. I just posted some celebratory, like the little emojis. Yeah. And she's like, Sandra, is that you? And I commented, it's me. And it was just the most magical thing because she was so excited and I felt like head to toe chills, which are like truth chills, right? It's like the universe, God, spirits, angels, whomever is out there, they've fucking got me. Yeah. It's like, okay, let's go. And so then it was like it started this chain reaction of all these powerful women on the call going, holy shit, this is amazing. Oh my God, congratulations. Oh, this is so, and the feeling, like I can just still feel it now. The feeling of that was next level. Like, and I just thought, oh my gosh, I want so much to help women feel this. Yeah. Like this moment of this up level. Like it was like so powerful. I've never experienced that. And I've taken some big risks. I've taken some big, I quit my job. This was like, okay, let's go. You can do this. Let's go. Let's see what you got. And I'm open for it all. So, like I'm open for the epic failures and the epic success. And I think you have to be.
Are there epic failures or are there just opportunities to learn and grow?
Well, we'll go with the second. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it is true because I totally agree with that too. Like I think sometimes you fall flat on your face and you feel embarrassed or, like this like huge, it feels anyway, like this huge public falling on your face. But at the same time, I kind of feel like, what is that one quote? Is it a Brene Brown quote? It's like the judgments or the opinions of the people that I care about are the ones that are with me in the fucking ring. I just like Sandra'd up that Brene Brown quote, but that it's the truth, right? Like, and I can only worry about myself and learn as best as I can, as quickly as I can, and shift and make it right. If I upset someone or if I do something that, I can always make it right. I can always make it right. Yeah. So what's the worst thing? We can handle pain.
We came here to experience life.
Right.
It's time to live.
Exactly. Exactly. Not stay in the cave.
Correct.
Yeah. So anyway, this has been like, yeah. I'm so excited actually that we talked about this on this podcast, because I'm going to go back in a year from now.
I can't wait.
I'm going to go back and listen to this and see like how I've shifted.
Oh no, I'm going to interview you in a year from now and go, what the fuck did you do this year?
Yeah. Oh, that's even more exciting. I
Oh
can't.
my gosh. Well, we are out of time today.
Wow, that went fast.
I know, it went by so fast. Thank you so much for sharing that. That like kind of lit a fire under my ass a little bit.
Yay. That's awesome.
Level up.
We all need, just take a risk. Fuck it. Yeah.
You've got me thinking about ways to level up this week.
I love it.
I'm going to be thinking about, I'm going to have to do more than think, but I'm going to be looking for opportunities to level up this week.
And they will show up.
Yeah. When you're looking, they're there.
Exactly. And even just when you announce it to the universe or the podcast world,
yeah,
it's like when you announce it to the universe provides. Like, I totally believe in this. Like, they just, like, the opportunities just show up. Put like a different welcome mat on your front doorstep, Leigh, and welcome in the opportunities.
I think so. Oh.
Yeah.
I can shopping for a new mat or have one custom made.
Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
Thank you, Sandra, so much. It's been fun. I appreciate you sharing all that you did. And thank you guys for joining us for the Happy Half Hour with Leigh and Sandra. And we will see you next week.
Bye.